Hello again. Hope you're all well. Just going to share a short account that was given to me, a few weeks ago. Historic once again, going back to the 1990s, but nonetheless fascinating. And it just shows the amount of information that's actually out there. And this one is comparable to the accounts that I've been given in the past regarding this creature, this strange thing that's seen, be intermittently, at Flixton. Only this time we're in a totally different location, as you will find out. So, over to the account. Hope you enjoy. Hello everyone. Another account from Truth Proof, and this time an historic one once again. And this witness, Adam, has sat on this strange sighting of something from the early 1990s until quite recently when he relayed the story to me. And he told me that the closest he can get is the early 1990s, and he used to work the clubs. You know, the clubs around the Midlands, Derbyshire and the Yorkshire area in the 1990s. At the time he lived in Lincolnshire. So that involved driving back very late in the evening after working the clubs. I'm not going to say what job he was doing as he worked the clubs. Obviously there's singers, there's comedians, there's all sorts, but it might actually isolate or give people a clue who this man is. And he also can't remember the exact date, but he's pretty sure it was the early 1990s. And when he was travelling home, it was somewhere in North Lincolnshire. As I say, it's always great to have as many details as possible, but it's not always possible to have all of the details. And he remembers that he was driving along a quiet rural road with a dike stroke ditch on the right-hand side. And doesn't sound unlike Flixton, this, does it, people? I've talked about people travelling back through Flixton on the A1039 road, and there's a ditch on the side of the road, so you maybe know where we're going. He said because his headlights caught sight of a huge black dog that was literally coming up from the dike beside the road. Nothing unusual there. You get dogs wandering about, probably escaped from somebody's house, maybe. But Adam emphasised when he described this dog as huge, he means unnaturally large. It was absolutely massive. And the sides of the dike, he went on to describe the sides of the dike, they were so steep that it appeared to be on all fours coming up out of the dike. But at the same time, it scrambled up in the way that a human would, but it appeared to be effortless for this animal, whatever this animal was. And when he saw it, when his eyes sort of fixed on it and it was illuminated in the headlights, he said he swore out loud. I think we've all done it, haven't we? We've all seen something well, absolutely amazing or incredible, and we've said, what the bleep is that? He explained then, he went on to explain, when it got to the top of the dike, it briefly looked in his direction, and he instantly felt that it didn't like being caught in the headlights. Most animals don't. But now it was stood on its hind legs. And it had its front arms, or paws, what are we going to call these things, out, with its elbows slightly bent. And as for the people that can go back to the 1970s, he said they were bent in the same way that the comedian Tommy Cooper held up his hands when he used to say his catchphrase, which were just like that. Never thought I'd be saying that, people, on a story about unexplained phenomena or unexplained animals, just like that. So there you go. And he told me that as the headlights hit it, it swiveled its body round sharply away from the lights and dropped back down into the dike. So a brief encounter, really, brief encounter. At that moment, Adam pushed his foot to the floor onto the accelerator and drove past as fast as he could because it unnerved him. He's kindly done an illustration, which you can see, and this is what he saw, or as close a likeness as what he saw, but he says the dike that this thing climbed out of was much steeper than the one shown in this illustration that Adam's kindly done for us. I asked him if he thought this huge animal wanted to be seen. You see, in my opinion, I think it did. And he was in complete agreement with me, and he said this dogman, werewolf, cryptid type thing, he believes it wanted to be seen. I mean, why else would it appear in front of a car on the road? I've said this many times when we've been talking about these things at Flixton. Why are these people reporting seeing them leap into the middle of the road or come up out of a ditch? And that's one that has been reported by two men on a motorbike in the 1960s at Flixton. So we've got similarities. And like we said, it wanted to be seen in his mind and in mine. He's always been convinced that this sighting tied in with other paranormal issues that he has experienced, and he's still, he says, experiencing to this very day. Although it still puzzles him why, if it wanted to be seen, surely it would be to provoke a reaction or some kind of emotion, but at the same time he felt it was non-threatening. An interesting sighting, and one that's comparable to the sightings of what we call the Flixton werewolf on the A1039 road. Sightings of this strange bipedal creature that's been seen on and around the area of Flixton. Only this time in North Lincolnshire in the 1990s. I don't for 1 minute believe it's the same thing that people are seeing here in Flixton, but it's still fascinating nonetheless. So there you have it. Nothing too long or in great detail, just literally a 4 to 5 second sighting of something that he caught in the headlights of his car that's left an impression for well over 20 years and leaves us all kind of scratching our heads. What are these things? What is it that we're actually seeing and experiencing? So we'll end it there. And remember, if you like what you've seen, please press like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Thank you.